What is up, guys? It's Bright Darkness, and today we're gonna talk about 5 tips about how you can improve your game in the hardcore tactical shooter Rainbow Six Siege. So stick around to find out what they are. On our number 1 spot, we have debatably one of the most important tips on this list, and that is leaning. Leaning in this game gives you far more advantages than if you did not do it. Every corner you encounter, you'll want to lean. This is because when you lean, you tend to expose less of your body and more of your head, which makes you a target that is harder to hit. Leaning will also give you the advantage of being able to see more of a room than if you were just standing normally. An additional fact is that if you lean to the right, you tend to expose less of your body than if you lean to the left. Now, the reason I include this tip is because when I started playing out Rainbow back in like 2 years ago, I took it like it was Call of Duty, and I barely leaned. I always just ran and shot anyone I saw, and this ended up losing me a lot of battles and getting me to copper. And after I started implementing leaning into my games, that's when I really started to see an improvement. You know, I started to win more gunfights, my rank started to go up, and it's just the little things in this game that really make a difference. Now, here's some gameplay of me leaning and doing the right things.
Activating hell.
You located a bomb. Friendly, last operator standing. You have located a bomb.
On the right. Dude, that was
Op 4
a nice
eliminated.
clutch. Nice clutch.
Coming in on our number 2 is map knowledge. Knowing when you are in a map is vital and can drastically improve your game. Map knowledge brings forth a bunch of useful skills such as callouts. Map knowledge could also give you access to other useful mechanics such as roaming. One of the best ways to improve your map knowledge is to go in a custom game on a map you are having trouble memorizing and run around the map while keeping a close eye on your compass, which tells you the name of the room you are in. Now, recently I've been taking the time and effort to learn almost every map, and I know almost every map like it was the back of my hand. But before I was actually trying to learn the maps, I was almost always lost, and every time I died and my teammates asked me, "Whoa, where did you die?" and stuff like that, I wouldn't know how to answer them, which most of the time tended to them getting killed, and it was all my fault. And also, when you're lost in a map, then it's gonna take you twice as long for you to get to objective, which will might make you lose the game because you have far less time to react and far less time to actually do something about the objective. Now guys, if you guys made it this far, then first of all, thank you for watching my video, and second of all, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and giving it a like. It'll really help the channel out, and then I'll know that you guys like this content and I will keep producing more of it. Thank you. On to number 3 on this list. Number 3 on this list is aiming. Aiming, as we know, is one of the main factors in this game. Many people struggle to aim because they either have lack of confidence or lack of mechanical skill. To improve both of these, I would suggest lowering your settings and hopping into a terrorist hunt with a 3-speed operator. What you will do is you will run in there and start quickly shooting at the terrorist and trying to go for the headshot every time. This is a great way to improve your aim and a great way to warm up as well. Now, back when I started playing Rainbow Six Siege, I was like a level 10, and I just got into Unranked. I barely knew how to aim, and the lack of confidence I had while aiming didn't really help. Every single time I saw somebody, I would either overthink my shots or not even shoot at all, and that would get me killed almost 100% of the time. And it was really frustrating until I started to actually put in the time and effort and going into terrorist hunt and practicing my aiming skills, tuning my sensitivity, lowering it a little bit, and finding what works for me. And I would suggest for you guys to do the same thing if you really want to improve the game. Now, the fourth tip on this list is team play. Team play is such an essential part of Rainbow. This will make or break your game most of the time. What I mean by team play is that you have to work well with your team. You have to coordinate with them and always be willing to do anything to help your team. For example, when you are picking operators, you will want your team to have chemistry. I generally always try to have a hard breacher, a support for the breacher, such as a stature, and the rest is up to you. Not too long ago, I started implementing this to my actual game, and it helped me win a lot more, because back then I didn't really care about our team chemistry, and I would either always go Ash or Zofia even though we didn't even have a hard breacher, and this tended for us to lose a lot more games than we needed to, because we couldn't really get into objective as easy, and we had to go into the doorways and windows, which always got us killed almost 100% of the time. And team chemistry doesn't just have to be about operators. It could also be about how well you work as a team. And this also ties in with map knowledge, because if you have a lot more map knowledge, then you could help your team out by doing callouts. And callouts are really important because, for example, if you die, then you can tell your teammates where they were and where they're holding the angles, and then your team can go flank them and kill them. This is why it's so important to learn all these tips, learn your map, work well with your team, and get good at aiming. Now here's an example of a teammate that I found that I really had a good team chemistry and honestly gave really good callouts.
Maverick outside, right outside of the window you're going to be looking at. He's repelling to your right. Grenade. Just popped the castle, went back down.
Now, coming in on the final and most fundamental tip is your mentality. You could have the best mechanical skill but lack of proper mentality, and this could have balanced one and the other and make you a mediocre player. You have to be willing to learn from your mistakes rather than blame others for it. If you die because someone was holding an angle, do not blame your teammate because he did not drone it out. Instead, look at what you did wrong and think about what you could do next time so that you do not repeat the same mistake again. Now this took a long time for me to actually get down, because every time I dive I would get frustrated, blame everybody but me. And after I actually started to look at myself as a player and actually analyzing and critiquing myself, that's when I started to improve as a player. I started to hit my shots, I started to give good callouts, I started to do everything good, because I knew that every time I died, it was because I did something wrong, right? Either I didn't watch an angle good, I didn't drone it out good enough, I didn't give good callouts. And yeah, sure, sometimes you might get bad teammates, right? But that still doesn't take out the fact that they're not always to blame for a loss or for a death that you had. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, suggest giving it a like, subscribe, and if you didn't like the video, then comment down below what I could do better. And if you did, then leave a comment also down below to see what you guys would want to see next. Either that is more tips, more Rainbow videos, you know, anything. I'm open to anything. And without further ado, hope you guys have a great day and see you next time.